As we're looking at forming our belief system and how it's really based on our perceptions of reality, we've been looking at the various things that shape our perceptions. And just a reminder that those things that shape our perceptions, sometimes they can shape our perceptions of reality in a way that gives us a clearer picture of that reality. Those same things that shape our perceptions can also distort our perception of reality and lead us towards false belief. In this video, I want to look at something that is very powerful in shaping our perceptions of reality, out of which we formulate our beliefs, and that's tradition. And what I mean by that is the things that have been passed on from generation to generation. Maybe it's through traditions of events that happen on a yearly basis to remind, to inform, to instruct. Or maybe it's just those philosophical conversations around the dinner table that get passed on. Or maybe a formal sense of religious education. This tradition, the religious philosophical background in which we've been raised, shapes our perceptions in a very strong way. Again, this can be very positive. This can help give us a clearer sense of reality for us to pass on to the next generation. Or it can possibly distort our perception of reality and lead us towards false beliefs, which we need to watch out for. Now, to think about this tradition and religious teachings and practices, really using the diagram we have here, it's basically looking back generations ago. Someone had beliefs, or maybe a group of people, had beliefs in their perception of reality. And again, maybe that was a clear sense of reality, maybe distorted. And out of those beliefs, they passed on those beliefs to the next generation, who passed them on to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. Which leads us to where we're at today. Those traditions, the religious beliefs, the philosophical perspectives that get passed on from generation to generation and lead us to formulate our own perceptions of reality and our own belief system. Now again, this can be good. I think of the Jewish tradition of the Passover Seder. It's a meal that is celebrated every year, and it has been for thousands of years. It's a retelling of the story of how the people of Israel were freed from Egyptian slavery. And it's that retelling that helps give that perception of this real event of history in order to teach the next generation after generation after generation as they formulate their beliefs. Now, this can be negative as well, as I said. For example, when we think of slavery as it played out in the United States and in much of Europe, the African slave trade. Sadly, this was people's beliefs that were passed on generation after generation after generation, leading to 400 years of slavery, and even beyond that, even today, sadly, we are still facing the repercussions of people who had beliefs with a distorted perception of reality. And those false beliefs got passed on generation after generation after generation. And the effects have been horrific. So we have things that shape our perceptions, traditions, religious teaching, philosophical background in which we've been raised, can help us see reality more clearly and lead us to a belief system that is based in reality, or it can distort our perception of reality and lead us towards false beliefs. So we really need to deal with that, to analyze, to reflect, to consider those traditions in which we've been raised, to critically analyze them. And in a future video, we'll talk about exactly how to do that. So tradition shapes our perception of reality, sometimes in great ways that bring clarity, sometimes in detrimental ways. Our beliefs matter. We live them out on a daily basis. So we need to look at how we perceive reality. And we'll continue to do so in these videos.